Welcome to this video on basic software project management interview questions. This section will guide you through 10 fundamental questions often encountered in project management interviews, along with detailed explanations. The question is, can you describe a project you successfully managed from start to finish? Here is the answer. I was assigned to manage a project to develop new customer relationship management software at a previous job. My responsibility was to lead the project from conceptualization to deployment, ensuring it met all specified requirements. I gathered requirements, planned the timeline, allocated resources, held regular meetings, and tracked progress diligently. The project was completed on time and within budget, resulting in a 20% increase in customer satisfaction scores. Now, what is the interviewer looking for? They're looking for your ability to manage the entire project lifecycle. Key points including articulating process like planning, execution, and delivery, and showcasing metrics that define success. Keywords to include project initiation, stakeholder requirements, timelines, resource allocation, risk management, and delivery. Also be prepared for variations like what was your most challenging project, or describe a time when you exceeded project expectations. Highlight your adaptability and results-driven approach. The second question is, how do you handle changes to the project scope? Let's break this down. In a recent project, a major client requested additional features 2 months into development. My role was to assess the impact of these changes and adjust the project plan accordingly. I evaluated feasibility and estimated additional costs and time, and communicated transparently with the client and the team. After reaching an agreement, I revised the project scope and updated the schedule. The project met its original deadline with a slightly increased budget, and the client was extremely satisfied with the additional features. What is the interviewer looking for here? Flexibility and adaptability in dealing with scope changes, strong communication and negotiation skills, a structured approach to change management. Keywords to emphasize: impact analysis, change management, communication, scope creep, and revised plans. Possible variations include how do you prevent scope creep? Or describe a project where unexpected changes occurred. Always mention the importance of clear communication and structured planning. Question 3. Describe a challenging team dynamic you faced and how you handled it. Let's answer this using the STAR framework. I encountered a lack of collaboration between two key departments, which was causing project delays. My role as a project manager was to address this conflict to ensure project success. I organized joint team building exercises and collaboration workshops. I also facilitated open communication sessions to discuss issues and find common ground. Interdepartmental cooperation improved significantly, enhancing project efficiency and team morale. What is the interviewer looking for? Conflict resolution skills to address and resolve team disputes, fostering collaboration to build a cohesive team, leadership in challenging situations. Keywords to mention are conflict resolution, team building, open communication, collaboration, and facilitation. Be ready for variations like how do you deal with team conflicts, or describe a time when a team member was underperforming. Focus on proactive leadership. Question 4. How do you prioritize tasks in a project? Here's how you could frame your response. While managing a software upgrade project with multiple competing tasks, I implemented a structured prioritization system. My responsibility was to identify critical tasks and ensure the project stayed on track. I used the Moscow method to categorize tasks into must have, should have, could have, and won't have. This ensured that critical features were delivered first. The prioritization approach streamlined the process, balanced client needs with deadlines, and resulted in a timely project delivery. What is the interviewer looking for? Clear understanding of prioritization framework, balancing competing priorities effectively, considering stakeholder needs and project goals. Keywords to highlight are the Moscow method, priority matrix, critical path, deadlines, and client requirements. Variations may include how do you manage competing priorities, or describe a time when you had to choose between two critical tasks. Emphasize strategic decision making and stakeholder alignment. Question 5. What is your approach to risk management? Here's an example response. I worked on a project for a financial services client where stakes were high due to sensitive data. My role was to implement a robust risk management strategy. I conducted a thorough risk assessment, identified potential risks, developed mitigation strategies, and held regular risk review meetings. The project was completed successfully with no data breaches or security incidents, and the client commended the approach. What is the interviewer looking for? A structured approach to assessing and mitigating risks, proactive risk management skills, clear communication about risk impacts and contingency plans. Keywords to include here are risk assessment, mitigation strategies, risk monitoring, and contingency plans. Expect variations like describe a project where risk management played a crucial role, or how do you identify potential project risks. Always discuss your proactive and methodical approach. Question 6. How do you ensure project stays on track? Let's break it down with an example. A project timeline was slipping due to unforeseen technical challenges. My responsibility was to bring the project back to track without compromising quality. I reevaluated the project plan, reallocated resources, implemented frequent progress reviews, and escalated technical issues to ensure quick resolutions. The project was realigned within the timeline and successfully met its delivery date with high quality outcomes. What is the interviewer looking for here? Monitoring techniques to track progress effectively, problem-solving skills to address delays or deviations, clear communication with stakeholders to ensure alignment and transparency. Keywords to include here are progress tracking, project milestones, reallocation, risk adjustment, and timeline alignment. Variations to expect are describe a project where you had to manage a schedule delay, or how do you handle a resource bottlenecks in a project. Highlight your use of tracking tools and proactive adjustments. Question 7. Can you describe a time when you had to negotiate project terms? Here's how you might answer. I was managing a software development project and the scope started creeping beyond the initial agreement without a budget increase. My goal was to renegotiate the terms to align expectations with project realities. I prepared a detailed report outlining additional requirements and their impact on resources and timelines. Then I proposed a revised budget and timeline and held a negotiation meeting with the client. We reached an agreement on the revised scope and budget, ensuring satisfaction for both parties. What is the interviewer looking for? Strong negotiation skills to achieve mutually beneficial outcomes. ability to balance client and organizational interests, evidence of successful results through negotiation. Keywords to include negotiation, scope adjustment, revised budget, stakeholder agreement. Variations which might include are: how do you handle disagreements over project terms? Or describe a time when a client requested terms outside the initial agreement. Emphasize your preparation and adaptability during negotiations. Question 8. How do you handle a missed deadline or project setback? Let's answer with an example. A project fell behind schedule due to a critical member falling ill. My responsibility was to devise a plan to recover lost time without compromising the project. I redistributed the work among the team, brought in a temporary specialist, revised the project timeline, and kept stakeholders informed throughout. The project caught up and was completed with a minor delay, which was acceptable to the client. What is the interviewer looking for? Problem solving and contingency planning skills, calmness under pressure to manage setbacks effectively, effective communication with stakeholders during crisis. Keywords to include are contingency plan, workload distribution, timeline revision, stakeholder communication. Variations to accept. Describe a time when your project failed to meet its goals. How do you manage project delays? Highlight your ability to minimize impact and maintain client trust. Question 9. What methods do you use for project communication and updates? Here's an effective response. I managed a remote project team spread across different time zones. My goal was to maintain effective communication to keep everyone aligned. I implemented a combination of methods: weekly video conferences for team-wide updates and discussions, daily email updates for quick progress reports and notifications, a project management tool for real-time updates and collaboration. The team remained well-informed, engaged, and cohesive, leading to successful project completion. What is the interviewer looking for? Evidence of structured and effective communication methods, proficiency with collaboration tools, experience managing remote teams, strategies for stakeholder engagement and alignment. Keywords to mention are communication plan, real-time updates, video conferencing, project management tools, and alignment. Variations which might include are: how do you manage communications in remote teams? Or describe a time when poor communication affected a project. Emphasize your use of tools and structured communication plans. Question 10. How do you measure project success? Let's illustrate this with an example. I led the development and launch of a 2 million e-commerce platform for a major retail client with 50,000 plus daily users. My responsibility was to implement comprehensive success metrics beyond traditional KPIs like time and budget compliance. I developed a multifaceted measurement framework incorporating user adoption rates, achieving a 30% increase in daily active users, system performance metrics maintaining 99.9% uptime, customer satisfaction scores through weekly user surveys achieving 100% positive feedback. The result? Platform exceeded all success metrics, resulting in an additional $500K revenue in the first quarter. What is the interviewer looking for? Expertise in establishing and tracking meaningful success metrics, comprehensive evaluation that balances quantitative and qualitative measures, alignment of project outcomes with broader organizational objectives. Keywords to include are success metrics, KPIs, ROI measurement, stakeholder satisfaction, user adoption rates, and performance benchmarks. Possible variations are: how do you define and measure success criteria for different types of projects. Or share an example where you had to adjust your success metrics mid-project. Highlight your strategic thinking and adaptability. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.